Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, everybody. Happy Friday, beautiful Friday, wonderful Friday. It is a glorious Friday in the God's land. Amen. So, welcome once again to Victory Talk. I'm excited about tonight's show. I pray that you are as excited as I am about tonight's show. It's going to be on fire, y'all. I hope you got your questions prepared. We're going to have the call in open up tonight, the chat line, and I'll give that information just in a few minutes. But tonight is just going to be a really good show. This is part 2 of our journey to be fit for life. We have some new guests tonight, and we have Sister Shay Brown back with us for a little bit this evening. So we're just going to dive right in. So I'm encouraging y'all, all your little weight loss questions and all your exercise questions that y'all be asking and you be, messaging about. Come on, y'all, call in. These ladies are here to help, all right? They are here to help. Don't y'all wait till after the fact and y'all be like, Reverend Jackie or Lady J. Well, look, tonight is your opportunity. This is your opportunity. So you need to take advantage of this opportunity. These are some success stories that they have been successful, they are successful, and they are still working. So let's get to it. A little bit of housekeeping, just as I always say. I'm Reverend Jackie, Lady J, First Lady Jackie, whatever you want to call me. Just call me something sweet, all right? So let's get started. Tonight's the chat number is, the call-in number is, y'all ready? Y'all ready? All right. It's 978-990-5014. That's 978-990-5014. And the access code is 502-6048. That's 502-6048. Amen. And I believe our brother Michael Curry is going to type that in, and he's going to keep it up on the screen for us so that you have the ability to call in and ask your questions. And if you're a little shy and you don't want your voice to be heard, just go ahead and type your questions in. Send it via text or send it via Facebook. So let's get started. I want to share with you, first let me go back and just let me share a little bit about Shay Brown, and then I'll get to the bigger portion of Daryl Inspires. Shay Brown, y'all don't know Shay. Shay, wave your hand.
Hey guys.
All right. Shay Brown is a FNP, CRNP, and CEO of Fit for Life. She has been a critical care nurse for 15 years, a graduate with a master's degree as a family nurse practitioner, and an associate's degree in applied exercise science. Now she is dedicating the rest of her nursing career to saving lives and her venture with Fit for Life. She has so many different things going on, and she is a motivator. She is a coach. She is a wellness coach. She is just so many different things, and she cooks. Praise God. She grows her vegetables. She makes her own teas. She just does a host of things. And as I said last week, if you want to get in contact with Shay Brown, you want her to, exercise coach, whatever it is that you need, just inbox her, inbox me. If you don't know her information, just reach out to me and I will get it to you. All right. Now, our featured guest tonight is Daryl Wharton. Am I saying that right, Daryl? Daryl,
Yes.
Daryl Wharton, and Daryl has her own little weight loss journey that she is going to share with us. She said I would read y'all what she sent me. Well, I will read y'all what she sent me, but I did my own research and I put together some stuff that I found that she neglected to share with me. I knew a little bit of stuff on my own, but there's some stuff that I went out there and got. So this is what she shared with me. Daryl Wharton is a health and life coach. She's a best-selling author. Her book is called Cute and Curvy. She is an inspirational speaker, an entrepreneur, and CEO of Daryl Inspires LLC. After having weight loss surgery over 200 pounds, over two women having weight loss surgery over 20 years ago and losing over 400 pounds, she uses her journey to empower to coach women to be cute and curvy and confident, all along while she's transforming their health as well as her own. She also does hot hula, y'all. I took one of her little hot hula classes, and that was so much fun. But let me share with you guys what my research afforded me to find. Amen. She's a best-selling author. She's a life coach. She is a plus-size fitness instructor. She's a plus-size fitness instructor. She's also a plus-size model. Her multiple training programs teaches individuals to empower their voices and push past where they would normally stop in their quest to be happy, healthy, and fit. And finally, to live by their greatness and not by their size. You didn't share that with me, but I went and got some good stuff. Amen. So I went and got some good stuff. So I'm just gonna, this is what I know. Other than the fact that both of these ladies are married, and both of them are mothers. Multiple. Matter of fact, both of you guys have all girls. Both of you, all girls.
Yep.
Bless y'all.
Yep. All girls.
Bless y'all. So, like I said, both of them are mothers. Both of them are wives, and they're mothers to a house full of girls. Bless their heart. So, first, I am going to Daryl. I'm gonna also, I want to share with everybody some photos that I found. So, y'all, come on, just indulge me just a few minutes as we share these before and after photos with you of Daryl Wharton on her journey. On her journey. All right, now, this is Daryl beforehand. This is Daryl before at the beginning of your journey or midway.
It depends. I don't see the picture yet. Do I have on purple or is that the beginning?
It's purple.
Yeah.
That is the beginning. This is Daryl's before. Yes. And then this is her. This is not even now.
Let me see the second picture because I'm a picture taking queen now. So.
Daryl, if you can see the pictures, you go ahead and share.
Yeah, well, the picture that's on here now with the purple on, I took that picture the morning of my weight loss surgery. And this picture right here that's on now, that's probably about maybe a year ago. So I've lost more since then. So this picture is about a year ago.
All right. Daryl, God bless you. Praise God for you. I'm so excited just for, your journey. I'm excited for your journey and how you are inspiring so many different, ones of us along with your journey and how you're doing. So come on, take some time and share.
Okay. Well, for me, I decided to take that step of having weight loss surgery. I started gaining weight at the age of 2. I joined Weight Watchers at the age of 7 with my mother. And I had tried everything that you could possibly think of. You know, I did Jenny Craig. I was doing B12 shots. I was doing some other type of shot where you had to get it in your arm during high school. And like I said, I joined Weight Watchers. And then I joined Weight Watchers, like over and over again. And so I got married. I married my high school sweetheart. We've been together since the 10th grade. And after getting married, I realized that I really needed to do something that not only was just for me, but it was for our family. And, you know, we wanted to have a family. So I often think of myself in third person. So she made that decision. I love that 621-pound Daryl because she made that decision for me. She saved my life. And so she did that for me, and I had the surgery. And I got comfortable. I got down to about 350, got very comfortable, started having my children. And when my youngest got to be about 9 or 10, I said, well, I can't say I just had a baby anymore. I couldn't use that excuse anymore. And I decided to, you know, pick it back up and started exercising, going to Zumba four nights a week and every Saturday morning. Lost a little bit of weight, and then of course it came right back. Then I started to focus on what I was eating and stopped exercising and lost a little bit of weight, and then of course gained it back. And then I realized that you cannot out-exercise a diet. So about 3 years ago, I started looking into being plant-based. I switched my entire family. I only asked my husband to say, hey, I want to try this. And of course, he jumped on board with me. He has benefited from it as well. No more cholesterol medication. So now we all cook plant-based in here. So I've been plant-based for about 3 years now. And our girls are 13, 14, and 16. And we all follow that lifestyle to be well. And I also stopped focusing on numbers on a scale. And I just wanted to be happy. I wanted to be amazing. And you cannot equate that to numbers on a scale all of the time. So, and that's my motto, my cute, curvy, confident is, you know, love yourself now. Don't wait until you lose 50 pounds to buy a dress. Buy a cute dress now and buy another cute dress later after you lose your 50 pounds. It's important. It makes a difference because when you look in the mirror and you are absolutely in love with yourself, you make better decisions for yourself. And that's what I coach women to do. I have a private coaching group, and we have such a good time. And we do everything from makeup tips to, you know, how you should dress. We do everything. What a quick recipes that you can do for your entire family and not just you. I sell detox drinks. I do a little bit of everything, but the main thing that I do is I help women to absolutely fall in love with themselves right now and not wait to do it later.
All right now. So tell me, when you had your surgery,
Mm-hmm.
what was that process like? What was that process of getting to the point of making the decision to have the weight loss surgery? You say that you had tried other diets, and it sounds like that you have been doing battle with this in terms of your weight loss journey just about all your life. If you started at two, so what was that process like?
It was a long process because at that time a lot of people were not doing the surgery. There were not a lot of surgeons. Actually, there were only two. There was one in Baltimore, and there was another surgeon in Silver Spring, Maryland. And so when I went to see the surgeon in Baltimore, you know, you go and you get weighed, and they take your blood pressure, and a little nice little medical assistant, and she looked at me and she said, I don't think you're going to be a candidate for the surgery. And she just like shot my entire world down because I knew that this was going to be my last absolute thing that I could do to try to save my life. I have been very blessed. I didn't have high blood pressure. I didn't have diabetes. All I had was some arthritis. And when you're 621 pounds and that's the only health problem that you have, I was trying to jump on it and say, let me, have the surgery. And so I went to see another surgeon, and he felt like I was a candidate. And so I, had the surgery. But the main thing that made me decide, one day I was just like, I don't know how much longer I can stay being here. And the only thing that stopped me from ending my life that day, I thought about my husband and how he was going to feel when the paramedics came and they were going to have to figure out how to move this 600 and something pound body out of this house. And I was just like, I cannot do that to him. And so the weight was a double-edged sword. It actually saved my life that day, because I said I can't, because I'm too fat to do this. And then it also was a hinder in who I knew who I was, and I couldn't be me. And so that was the process. And I actually had a couple of issues. I ended up being in the hospital for about 2 weeks, went home, got a staph infection, had to go back. So I've been through a couple of things, but I look at that as that is a journey that has gotten me to today. And that sometimes you just have to go through things to get to where you really should be. And where I am now, I wouldn't change a thing, because it has helped me to be who I am today. And it has helped me to be able to share that helps to help other people to help themselves.
So listen, I know that we're going to, Shay is going to have to dip out shortly, but before she leaves, I want to bring her in. Tell me, Daryl, how did you get to Fit for Life? How did you get to Shay? And then we'll segue into Shay from there.
My very next door neighbor, like right next door to me, she posted a picture of her working out. And so I sent her a message and I said, hey, where do you go and work out? I had a trainer, and I've had several trainers, and so I said, let me try what you're doing. And so I called, and I went in to see her. I tricked my husband. I said, hey, come with me so you can hear about this thing. And then we both ended up, signing up that night. Both of us ended up signing up, which was my plan all the way. He didn't know that, but that was my plan. And so from there, I think we were together for about a year, Shay, or maybe 10 months, maybe about a year.
It's a good year, yeah.
About a year. So, it was, fabulous. How you end up learning different things for your body. And, I was used to a trainer. I had like 2 or 3 trainers before. But that's how we came to be together, lovely Miss Next Door Neighbor.
All right. Now, I know that Shay is a sergeant. She's a sergeant.
First of all, I was the special one, so I was a favorite. Let's be clear. But I'm just that type of person. Whatever you need me to try, I'm gonna try it. If I can't do it, then I'm sure we'll come up with something else that we're able to do. And so, when you get to a point of having a trainer, you have to have that mindset of being able to trust that person and do what they, need you to do. So I'm that type of person that, okay, you want me to do 80 push-ups? Okay, I'm going to get down and try to do push-ups. I don't know if I'm going to get to 80, but I'm going to try to get to 80. So we had a good time. Lots of laughs. Didn't we, Shay? Funny. The other people were so jealous. It was ridiculous.
Come on, Shay. What was it? What was it like?
She definitely was a special one. I mean, Daryl is the epitome of I love the skin that I'm in, okay? When I first met her, I mean, like she said, she sent me a message via Facebook, and we set up consultations. I normally like to have people to come in and talk to me before we decide about what we're going to do. And when she came through the door, I just looked at her. I'm like, ooh, a challenge, you know? So when she came through, she didn't only come by herself. She came with her husband. So the plan was initially just to talk to her. And she told me that she wants to lose more weight, but her mobility was a concern of hers. So we got together, and that night we worked out a plan to where I was able to do her and her husband. And that was like she said, that's what she meant to do, because I mean, once he said that he'll do it, she had like a bit of a smirky smile. So I'm like, you know, I can train men. I don't care who you are. You know, you come through the door, I'm definitely going to train you. But I'm like, some men, I don't know if they feel that we women are cut out to be able to train them. So I had to come up with 2 different types of exercises, one for Daryl and then one for her husband as well. I had to look at the body type and see what type of strength that both of them have, so I would be able to formulate a plan for both of them. Daryl, we're going to talk about her. Daryl's main concern to me was to be able to, remember this, Daryl, get up off the floor by yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we people, we take things like that for granted. But Daryl, she doesn't take anything for granted, especially when it comes to her body. She has come from 600 plus pounds to where she is at right now. She has come from not being able to move to doing Zumba, to being able to doing hot hula, to be able to doing plus size modeling. You know, when she was 600 pounds, I bet she never even thought that she would be able to do anything like that. So when I look at her, I don't see a size. I look at her and I just see beauty. I just see, man, I'm in awe of her. You know, so for her to come to me and say, you know, I need your help. I need you to be able to do this for me. I get tunnel vision. And she was a special one because she'll look at me like, girl, I know you ain't asking me to do that. And I'm looking at her, oh, yes, I am asking you to do this, you know. So we'll fight a little bit. I mean, Daryl said we had all last, but I fought with her many a days to do things. And she kind of fought back a little bit, but she said, you know what? This girl is not going to stop. Let me just do this. And my main goal was to work on her upper body strength, because I noticed that from her assessment, her legs were weak. All right, her legs are much larger than the rest of her body, and they were weak. But her arms was strong, and I saw how well she used the weight. So my goal was to work on her arms and get that strength in her arms to where she's able to push herself up to maybe she'll be able to get up off the floor. Along with that, you know, we had this hill in the back of my yard, and I made her wear a monkey too. I threw that monkey right on her back, and even though she had weight on her, I put extra weight on her. So whenever she take that monkey off, she felt a little bit lighter. So that also helped to burn more calories, but again, to build muscles in those legs. I couldn't touch the legs too much, but I knew what would help, and that was that heel in the back. And she would walk it in the beginning. And then she got to a point to where she was doing a little bit of a trot. Not much, but she was actually trotting down. So little steps like that just show me that this woman, she's a fighter, you know? So we would set up little things downstairs as we're working out. And I would set her up to start getting up off the floor. All right, we've been working on those arms for about 2 or 3 months now. So we are going to actually start working on getting off the floor. And it was hard for her in the beginning because I had like a couple of things on the side of her to where she was able to use her arms and push up. But it gotten to where she's gotten so much better at it to where I took one of her handicaps away. And she's looking around like, where's the chair at? You know, you don't expect me to get up off this floor with just this weight bench that you have for me. And I'm looking at her, yes, it's time. It is time for you to do it yourself. And I guess about 3 or 4 months later, I mean, she was able to maneuver herself, use those arms and that upper body strength to push herself up. Now, she had to hold on to that weight bench, you know, but she pushed herself up. She repositioned those legs, and she actually was able to push herself up. And then one day, she was home, and I still have the video, Daryl, okay? And she sent me a video of herself getting up off the floor by herself. And at that point in time, I literally cried. I didn't tell her that I cried because you know me, I'm Drill Sergeant Shay Brown Brown. I don't shed any tears for nothing. I got to stay tough all the time. But it just touched my heart that this woman, this beautiful woman, she pushes herself to the utmost. That's why I cannot hear other people when they talk about their restraints when I know what this lady has been through. You know, I've seen her restraints, you know. I've worked with her. And then her support system, that husband of hers, I'm telling you, he's a gold mine.
Yes.
Let me talk about your husband. I don't need you to talk about him, okay? That husband of hers, he is a gold mine. When it comes to supporting his wife, I mean, my husband supports me too, but I'm telling you, her husband, this man sets no boundaries, okay? He signed up for a good old-fashioned, excuse me to say this, good old-fashioned ass whipping for me every time I saw him. I was rougher even on him because he was a man. And I had to show him that, look, you're treating that with me. And just because I'm a girl don't mean I'm going to be easy. If I'm able to lift this weight, you're able to lift this weight. If I'm able to do these push-ups, you're able to do these push-ups. If I'm able to do these sit-ups, you hanging in there with me, bro. And it was rough for him in the beginning. He was like, this girl is crazy. But just like the both of them, they worked hard. You know, they worked hard with me, and then they worked hard together. We would even do couples workouts. And they all had to work together. You know, it was him and it was Terrence and Nicole. It was just couples workout. So they had to pick in the what was it, a box or something, what your chore was or what your workout was for that day, and whatever it was a couples thing. And they worked together to achieve that goal, even if it was just sit-ups. Now, neither one of them were really good at sit-ups. So they both were down on that floor and they were struggling. But I tell you what, when those sit-ups was older, Chris tried to help her up, but I told him no. She's getting off that floor by herself, and she did exactly just that.
All right now.
I really am so proud of her. I believe that, you know, we both were, I was vegan, and then I kind of like challenged her. Am I right to do like a 30-day vegan diet?
Well, I was already plant-based, but I think we did I can't remember what it was. I think it was maybe the protein or something. It was different protein. I was already on protein shakes because of my surgery. Mm-hmm. But we definitely dove into a little bit of the plant-based. I think you had already kind of been doing a little bit too. So, and it's definitely been a journey. It's been a journey.
Absolutely. But I mean, I can't say anything greater about her except that it was just an absolute pleasure training her. You know, I mean, I'll train anyone, but she definitely was, she was my biggest challenge. And I'll take on any challenge. I'll take you on, girl. I'll take you on again. I don't care. I'll take on anyone. Because if I can see that you are really trying to do better for yourself, I'm going to give you 110%. I don't think, Daryl, you come in my house 6 o'clock and I'm like hyped. I'm ready to go. Girl, I just woke up. Well, you better wake it on up because we're going to get it in. You know what I mean? There's never was a time they walked through my door and I didn't give them 110% of what I had. And there was never a time that they walked through my door and they didn't give me 110%. So, like I said, it was just an absolute pleasure, you know, training her and her husband. And, look, her girls, too, whenever they came over.
All right now. I'm going to have my producer bring back your picture. But while he's bringing back the pictures, I just want to read a couple comments that have come in. Kiara has said, I love the fact that she says, be comfortable with the you right now. Be comfortable with who you are right now. That is such a powerful statement, and so many people need to hear that. So many people need to hear that. So I just want you to come back, Daryl, and to tell us, even when you were at 600 pounds, were you at all comfortable with yourself at that, you know?
Even at 621 pounds, it's just my MO. Like, my makeup was done, my hair was done. It was never a issue of whether or not I loved myself. It was a issue of I felt trapped. I could not be who I knew who I was. I couldn't be, like you have your hair done and your makeup done, then I wanted the clothes and I wanted the high heel shoes also. And so I was very blessed. My mother sewed. So even growing up heavy, I always had nice clothes to wear. But I felt like a person inside of a person. And so the weight loss just allowed me to be who I knew who I already was. And so people would look at pictures now and look at me now and say, oh, you changed. I really haven't changed. I was always that person. I just had a big old barrier that I couldn't really show. You couldn't see all of this, fabulousness. Because, when you're 600 and something pounds, you can only be but so fabulous, And so it was, now the only word that I can use is just amazing. I still was able to do something, it's like people say, oh, were you with your husband? I've been with my husband since the 10th grade. I was 580 pounds when I got married. So I've always been an outgoing person. It was just, I couldn't be as outgoing as I knew I wanted to be because the weight was holding me back.
During your journey, Daryl, what was your biggest struggle? Food, exercise, temptation, motivation?
I think the biggest struggle was, it was the mindset. And that's my specialty with my coaching of my clients. Is when you grow up that heavy for so long, it's very hard for you to wrap your mind around being able to lose all of that weight. And once you're able to tackle, there's nothing that I can't do. It's nothing that you can't do. And so, I started with the affirmations and I would write them and I still write them. And I wish I could turn my thing around now. I have affirmations right now, right on my wall right now in front of me about my business, about what I want for my family. The mindset is a game changer, because if you change your mindset, you will absolutely change your life. So I didn't believe that I could ever lose this weight. And it's funny, I'll ask my husband now, do you remember me being that size? And he was like, you know what? I don't even remember you being that heavy. So that's proof that you can get past it and you can live your life without that burden of what you went through. It could definitely disappear. Mm-hmm. And so I'm gonna say my biggest struggle was believing in myself. That was the thing that held me back. Believing that I could lose the weight.
Yeah. Someone said that your energy is infectious, and they are absolutely right. Your energy is truly infectious. And so we are just, so grateful for that. You too, Shay. Tell me, what have you enjoyed most about your weight loss?
Oh, let me see. Now, I'm going to say the feeling that I have when I wake up. When you weigh so much, when you wake up, you got to sit on the side of the bed for a few minutes before you can get up. I have arthritis in my knees as well, so that was a barrier. So, I had to sit on the side of the bed. I had to stretch my ankles a little bit. I couldn't just jump right up. And so now that feeling of being able to just jump up, even to leave out the house. A friend can call me right now and say, hey, you want to run to the store? Well, not now, because I ain't going away with nobody right now. But you know what I mean? It's that being comfortable. And people take that for granted when you could just jump up and throw on a pair of jeans and a pair of flip-flops and a shirt and walk out the house. When you're that heavy, you have to plan to leave out of your house. It's not something that you can just jump up and go. If my husband and I were going out to dinner, if we were going to a new restaurant, he would go first to see if the chairs had arms on them. And people don't think about stuff like that. And so it is refreshing to be able to, I can just go anywhere I want to. If I take a plane ride, I don't have to worry about if I fit on the plane or not. I don't have to worry about if a chair is going to break when I sit down. Those are the things when you're that heavy, you constantly think about all the time. And so that being comfortable, and my affirmations are always with me. My body is healthy, fit, strong, flexible, and comfortable. That's my affirmation for my body. I say it all the time. I believe it. And guess what? Every single one of those words, I am. And so it's in your mind. You have to change your mindset.
Sounds like you speak victory. You talk victory to yourself.
God is amazing. You hear me?
Y'all get that victory talk? You got to speak it, to believe it, and to live it.
Absolutely. And there is not one person that can tell me I can't do anything. Don't even waste your time. Don't even waste your time. It's not going to work.
I know that's right.
Yeah. Let me ask you, did you have to invest in a lot of equipment or different things to help you get to, your exercise, in terms of your exercise, let's say, and to get to your goals? Did you just use whatever you had around you? What did you do? Because a lot of people think, oh, I can't afford to do this, and because I can't afford to put the money out for that or whatever. And so rather than do anything at all, they just do nothing.
Do nothing. It's a really nice excuse that gets you nowhere when you do that. I say to my clients, you have a set of steps in your house? Walk up down your steps 10 times. Matter of fact, in my private group, yesterday I posted 30, you can do 30 squats in a row or 30 jumping jacks in a row. Post a picture of you doing your squats. You don't need anything to do squats. And so, I have other things, of course. Because being with several different trainers, they each have their own little thing that they like to do. Like I have a medicine ball. I got my little bounce boost. Remember Shay? Well, Shay, I think you're doing it now. So I was telling Shay about the bounce boost, and I was like, girl, I can't bounce on them, but I can walk in them, and that's a core workout right there, just walking in the boost. But you don't need those things. You can just use your body weight to exercise. And so, no, at first I did not go out and buy a little thing. I started with just walking. That's it. And love my Fitbit. Them 10,000 steps, it's very simple to just walk, and then you can do a little sprint for 30 seconds or whatever between walking. It's no excuse not to exercise. You do not need anything to exercise.
A comment just came in and they said, wow, the name Daryl Inspires is so fitting. She has me over here ready to push myself even more. Amen. Yes, Daryl Inspires. That is it right there. So let me ask you, how hard is it keeping up your pace?
When walking or just keeping up everything that I'm doing?
Just keeping up everything that you're doing. Because it sounds like it's not any one thing that you're doing that's helping you reach your journey, reach your goals. It sounds like it's a multitude of different little, puzzle pieces.
The main thing that I do, number one, I'm very strategic about what I want to do. I don't just say, oh, well, I just want to be healthier. I'm strategic. What does healthier look like for me? What does that mean? So even before I had my surgery, I used to say all the time, oh, I want to be skinny. I want to be skinny. But then once I really identified what that skinny was for me, and that skinny was, if I fell, can I just get right up and keep going? If I had to go somewhere and I had never been there, would I be able to just walk in and sit down and be comfortable? And so I think that you have to be strategic about what you want for your wellness. And you cannot always say that you just want to lose weight, because it's such a big, broad goal to have. And I think that once you are able to identify what does losing weight mean for you, you get to your why of why you are going to work out for it, why you are going to change what you're eating, why you want to drink in half of your body weight in ounces in water. Why are you going to do that? Your big why is very, very important. And I'm strategic about my why. And so it helps when you are able to identify exactly what you want and not have a broad goal, because then you can do it in steps and it seems more attainable instead of it being, if I would have thought, oh, well, I have to lose 400 pounds, I wouldn't be sitting here right now. If that's all I had to think about, that's so big. That's huge. Sometimes it can be too much. So you have to be strategic and break down your goals.
Okay, so it sounds like that you set your goals in increments, and so with each goal reached, did you set another goal and you set another goal and you set another goal, but then overall there's a bigger picture?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. What are some of the challenges that you've endured? What are some of the challenges in losing weight and keeping it off?
I think one of the main challenges, and it sounds crazy, is the stereotype that people have or the assumptions that people have. Because I've seen people come to one of my fitness classes and they're looking for the instructor. And I'm like, it's all this right here. Because they're looking for this really tiny person. And I've seen people come to, one of my classes and they have to sit down. They can't last for 60 minutes. So it's all about your condition and how you condition your body to be able to do what you need to do. So I think that, that is a barrier just with the assumption that when people don't know your story, and you can't judge me on a chapter that you walked in on. If you haven't read my book from the beginning, or my life from the very beginning, you have to be open-minded and not just make assumptions about people. So I'm gonna say that's probably the biggest thing. But I think I really am able to portray that in my social media and my business to show people. And it's one of the things why I attract the clients that I do, because they're thinking, well, I can start doing this now. I don't have to wait until I, take some diet pills and do this and do that. I can go ahead and act like I'm on the runway or be proud when I walk into a room, and not walk into a room feeling really small because you're not happy with what you look like.
So with what you're saying there, it sounds like to me that you don't just address, and I'm thinking about your wellness coaching in terms of the wellness being the mindset. It sounds like you're not just dealing with the physical. It sounds like that you are dealing with the mental and the emotional as well. And so how is that received? Do people, come to you specifically for that? Or is it a combination of it all?
They come for the weight loss, trust and believe. So the name of my program is Keep Curvy Confident Transformation Program. So, of course, this is how I get, the interest spark. Hey, I've lost over 400 pounds, but trust me, that's nothing compared to the confidence and the amazing feeling that I feel about myself compared to some numbers lost on a scale. And so once I start doing the other things, then the light bulb comes on. I have a workbook, and just them filling out that workbook every day, they realize, what, you have to start here. You have to start here and here before you can address all of the other things. Because, like I said, it establishes your why, and then your why will motivate you. And sometimes I even hate using that word, because motivation only lasts for a little bit. You have to be disciplined and focused. You have to be disciplined. If I even had that tattooed on my arm, disciplined and focused, because this is really my model of what I live by. Mm-hmm. Because, you can go to church on Sunday, you know how to pass it like saying, and you like, oh, yes. And then by Wednesday, you done forgot everything. That's the motivation. You got to be disciplined and focused to take that word and use it throughout the entire week. So it's the same thing with what you're eating, and, did I get my exercising in today? And sometimes I don't even use that word with my clients. I use moving your body for benefit, because exercise has such a negative thing attached to it. Then we're not exercising today. We're just going to move our bodies for benefit. What do you want to get out of it? And that makes it different than what, how we look at exercising like it's such a negative thing. And so I try to make everyday things very easy that you can apply to your life in order for you to improve your wellness.
All right, now it sounds like that there's some wordplay, so to speak. So you don't necessarily use the terms of dieting and exercise, but
I have my own dictionary.
You have your own dictionary.
I don't even label my meals breakfast, lunch, and dinner anymore. I do intermittent fasting, and it's like this is my first meal because breakfast automatically tells you pancakes, donuts, muffins. I don't do breakfast. I do my first meal. It may be a raw, meal. It may be mangoes. It may be whatever. I don't even label my meals like we normally label our meals because it comes with expectations, and I don't want those expectations.
I see you shaking. I see you shaking your head, Shay. What are you saying?
No, I was just saying, I think the same way as Daryl do. People look for breakfast, like she said, pancakes and muffins and stuff. But, I'm with Daryl. I'm doing my intermittent fasting as well. It's like 16 hours that I fast. But by the time it's breakfast time, those times don't mean anything to me. It's my first meal. And my first meal would normally be a protein shake, but now I have reincorporated those protein shakes to be like, dinner. So my first meal is like maybe one of my detox soups or overnight oats or some sauteed zucchini. It does not have to be a breakfast type of meal. You just have, like she said, your first meal. And just make sure it's one that, is going to be satisfying to you. And just pace yourself during the day. You don't have to eat everything that comes in sight, but just pace yourself. And like she said, just plan ahead and, eat your meals accordingly. I don't know how Daryl does her intermittent fasting, but with mine, I eat within an 8-hour period. But I try not to eat more than 3 servings of any type of meal within that day. So it's like she said, being disciplined and focused. You definitely have to, and I really appreciate her saying that because it does come with some determination. You cannot give up on your dreams. I'm so proud to hear that she's doing so well. Especially when it comes to her still working out because, I've often wondered, I haven't seen her much on Facebook, but I often wonder if she's still working out. She's still keeping up with her, not even her diet, but just with her mobility and just hearing that she's still out there motivating herself and motivating others as well. It's just a true blessing just to have someone like that in your corner because Daryl can relate and a lot of people can relate to Daryl. A lot of people are going through those same struggles that she's going through. And by listening to her and her story, it does motivate, just self-motivates pretty much.
I have a question. Someone is asking, when you do the intermittent fasting, do you eat 3 meals a day? Or when you're in that 8-hour period, do you try to eat 3 meals a day?
For me, or
for either one of you?
For me, I also fast for 16 hours, and normally for me because with my surgery, I have to do things a little bit different. So my stomach is still very small, and I make sure that I set up. I like to tell my clients, you have to have non-negotiables. My non-negotiable is before I eat anything, I have my gallon of water already completed. And so before I even think about eating, I've changed my plan a little bit because of me being home working all day. Because normally my eating time was only for 6 hours. But I changed it and now it's 8. And so it's a little bit easier for me being in the house all day long. And so I probably say I probably eat about 4 times. Because my portions are very small because my stomach only holds a certain amount of food.
Okay. Is that about the same way for you, Shay?
With me, Daryl is a little bit more different because, like she said, he had the surgery and her stomach is small, so she's not able to ingest as much food as I can. So with me, I need to kind of like trick my body and my mind and make it think that it is full. So what I normally do, my first meal, like I said, it could be overnight oats, or I could have lentil detox soup, or I could have my cup of java, which is like turmeric with butternut squash and carrots. That's another detox soup I have. I try to incorporate a lot of my detox soups in, because the soups, what it does is swells the belly, okay, and it makes the body think that you are full. So when it comes to me having another meal, I try and do the detox soups maybe every 2 to 3 hours. But in those 2 to 3 hours, I may have a salad. I often post on Facebook that I'm strictly soup, salads, and smoothies with one meal. But I just realized that I had my biggest meal of the day and I didn't even finish it. So the 16-hour fasting, it works. But also with me and the detox soups, like I said, it swells my belly, my stomach. But when you go to bed at night, it kind of like, settles, and then the stomach shrinks back. So the more fluid that you put into your stomach, like she said, she drinks a whole gallon of water, okay? And that's really important too, because the more water that you have in the belly, the less you're going to be able to ingest as food particles that go into the belly. So with the detox soups, I drink my water throughout the day. I make sure that I drink half my body weight. I make sure that I get you have to program your body to move, but Daryl, know my mindset, just like everybody else. I have to exercise, and I have to exercise hard. But for me, I'm doing mine not for glam, but I'm doing mine for a bucket list for next year. We're doing a competition next year. So all those things are important to me. So I have to make sure that when I do fast, and it is time for me to eat, it is something that's going to fill the belly up, but I have to have that one meal throughout that day. But then again, you have your fruits that you're snacking on, you have your vegetables that you're still snacking on, and you still have your water and your tea that you're still snacking on as well. So it's like I do eat maybe 3 times with maybe one snack in between.
Daryl, do you find that you yo-yo at all? Do you yo-yo
With the
up and
weight,
down with your weight? Yes.
I've actually, because I have my routine so set, I am pretty good. I've probably been at the same weight for maybe about a year now. I've lost like another 60 pounds. And so for me, because my routine is just set, and like I said, my non-negotiables help me to do the same thing every single day. It is a part of me now. It's when you get to a point where you have changed your habits, it shouldn't be something that you have to constantly think about. I have changed who I am. So I'm no longer that person that, would eat, I don't even know. I can't even think about it now because it's just not a part of me anymore. And so I try to, to say to my clients, you're going to have to change who you are. You're going to have to leave this person behind and say goodbye to her and let the new you come in. And so I don't have an issue with yo-yoing. Right now, through this pandemic, I have but I've had some challenges because I'm used to being out of the house, and just working from home is very challenging. So, I have my alarm set. I get up every hour and I do something. I do at least 500 squats every single day. So it's like I get up, I'll do 50 at a time, I may do 70 at a time, and it keeps me focused throughout the day, number one. But then I have the benefits of moving my body like that as well. So I have just put systems into place that are a part of me now that I don't even have to think about it. It's just second nature to me.
Awesome. Have you found that the weight loss, did it help with your arthritis? I know from time to time you struggle, but yes.
Yes. When I say I could just jump out of bed when I get up now, I was not able to do that before. Now, arthritis, it is what it is. But when you're able to build up those muscles around your knees, and it helps a lot. And so I've been able to kind of build up other areas around my knee to kind of make up for the bone loss that I have. And so I don't even take pain medicine for my arthritis anymore. It doesn't even bother me.
Awesome. Awesome. Tell me, how did your weight loss? And I know that Shay spoke about your husband, but how did your weight loss transformation? Because this is a transformation, sister. How did that affect your marriage?
I think I don't know. I almost want to ask him because I think for him it didn't. I'm gonna say for us, it didn't necessarily change our relationship. It just opened up so many doors for us where we could go travel and like I said, we could have our our children. And he was doing a lot of the grocery shopping. Now I'm like, oh, I run to the store. Like he doesn't have to do a lot of the things that he was doing before that I just couldn't physically do. Um, but in regards to our relationship, I think it just opened up, doors for us. And so I often have to tell people because the people would say, "Oh, well, your husband must have liked big girls." No, my husband loved me, and that was me. No matter what I looked like, no matter what size I was, and that just makes him, like Shay said, he's phenomenal because you have to think about a teenage boy dating this really heavy girl in high school, and as a boy that had to be difficult. But that shows how much of the maturity, and he knew what he wanted and what he wanted out of life or whatever. So I think it speaks volumes to the type of teenager that he was. And so I often slip up. I call him my boyfriend because I still I like him. There's a difference.
Yes.
When you say, "Oh, I'm in love," and I really, 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 really like him.
I can truly identify with that. I really, really do. Every now and then, y'all will hear me call Phil Lovey, and for the most part, I call him. That's my Lovey, and that's my sweetie. I like my husband. Yeah, Shay, no, I adore this dude. I adore this guy. I love me some him. We did have a comment, and someone said, "Whoa, 500 squats a day. That's impressive. Does she still have the arthritis in her knees? That is one of my challenges." Then she came back and said, "Oh, never mind." She answered that.
Now, trust me, I'm not doing 500 squats in a row now all at one time. And so I tell people all the time, okay, you don't have to sit there and do 500 squats in a row. Why would you do that to yourself? Now, somebody else may be able to do it, but I have no desire to do that. I just make sure I get it in throughout the day. I mean, most of us are up for what, 14, 16, 12 hours? You know how many squats you can do during that time? Every time a commercial come on, get up and do some squats. The whole time the commercial is on. Like, incorporate it into your day. It's very easy.
So, did you suffer with any back issues?
I didn't have any diagnosed back issues, but my back would hurt as well. My back would hurt. My feet would hurt. I had heel spurs, and those are really the only things that I had with being that heavy. I was just uncomfortable. I don't know what word to use, and that's why the word comfortable is part of my body affirmation for myself. I just was not comfortable. And so when you're that heavy, you see someone sitting down all day, but it's not even comfortable to sit down either. And so then you try to get up and then you're not comfortable. Then you sit back down and you're still not comfortable. So I'm so relieved and I'm so blessed to be able to say that, I'm just comfortable in my skin and my body doesn't ache like it used to. So, and that's a blessing.
How has it affected? How old are your girls, Daryl?
13, 14, and 16.
Okay, and so how has your journey affected them? Are they plus size as well? Has it helped with keeping them from, enduring what you endured as you were a teenager?
It helped me to teach them right from the very beginning. And so, when my children were small, if you gave them strawberries, you thought that they had a plate of candy. And so I was able to pass on that knowledge to them about, We eat to nourish our bodies. We eat so we can be here for a long time. For me, it was you ate because that macaroni and cheese was good. You know what I mean? And so I kind of was able to kind of change that mindset for them about food. And so, and their children, I don't make them be plant-based, but the majority of the food that they eat, they even cook plant-based. My husband cooks. And so it's funny how if you just give them the knowledge, trust me, you're going to be able to pass it on. And my main thing that I wanted them to realize is that, cancer and also, it doesn't run in your family. You guys eat the same stuff. And so your body is going to react to that same stuff because of your genes. But just because your mother had cancer doesn't mean that you're going to get cancer. It means that if you're going to eat the same food that your mom ate, you have a higher chance of getting it just like, she had it. Wow. So I try to explain to them, and I don't sugarcoat for them. I want them to know how unhappy I was. I used to cry every single day while I was in high school. And I was one of those children, I was really blessed. Some people say, oh, I was picked on. I was never picked on. I went to school with some beautiful people. I didn't have people picking with me. I was friends with everybody, but I was miserable. And I did not want any of my children to go through that. And they are, they're fine, and they have that knowledge to know that food is for nourishment. And of course you want it to taste good. People say, yo, you eat that vegan stuff. You think I sit around and eat nasty food all day? I don't have time for that. Them little bit of 3-4 bites that I could get in because of my surgery, those 3 or 4 bites better taste good or I'm going to be mad. So I only eat food that is good. And so if I fix something that's plant-based and nobody likes it, guess what? I don't fix it anymore. We find something else. People put up too many excuses, that prevents them from eating better. And so we just work together as a team in this house. So I think I've been able to just pass on the knowledge to them.
Good. All right, we are at the top of the hour, and before we wrap up completely, I just want to ask you, what have you learned new about yourself as you have embarked on this journey? How many years has it been for you?
Since I'm going to say, I had my surgery over 20 years ago, but my light bulb stuff, I'm gonna have to make up a word for that. I like to make up words. I'm gonna make up a word for that later on. For my light bulb and my light, it's been about 3 years now and I'm gonna say because I became plant-based and because I utilize everything together, not exercising by itself. I don't diet. I don't do that because I'm already setting up myself for failure. And so I'm going to say for the last 3 years, I have been able to really, really transform into where I know what I'm doing is for me, and I'm passionate about it, and I love being able to share that with other women who have been struggling for years with self-love and trying to lose weight. And so I love my day job, but like this job is my life job. And that's what I love about doing what I do.
Real quick, Daryl, you talked about women, and I know that primarily your focus is women, but do you accept male clients? Do you?
I do.
Okay.
I do. And I also have done couples together trying to change their, eating and what they're looking for. Trying to, because people say, well, how do you go plant-based? And so I've had a couple working together to change their household. And so, yes, I wouldn't turn anyone away. We do men a disservice when we say, oh, well, they can lose weight really fast. Some men are struggling too, and they feel bad. They want to be buff too. They want to be handsome also. It's So yeah, I wouldn't turn away anybody.
All right. And so, Daryl, how can people reach you? What are your products? What would you offer? What do you offer?
Okay. So I do life and health coaching, and I also have workbooks. I sell my detox drinks. I even do motivational T-shirts. I'm anything that will get you feeling good about yourself when you wake up. That's what I do. And so I can be reached at my website is darylinspires.com. And I can leave my phone number. My phone number is 443-961-4707. And any consultation is at no cost. And, give me a call. It's your time, and you better take it. Don't waste another, because if you said yesterday, you said today, yesterday. That's what I like to say. You said this year, last year. When you going to do it? Either you want it or you don't. And I don't sugarcoat things for people either. And I've had that hard conversation with myself when I find myself backsliding, because I'm human. And I'll just say to myself, look, either you want it or you don't.
I like that. I don't know if you can see the screen. Our producer put up your little quote. Today is your day. If you make today your day, begin your journey to wellness. And that is just so inspiring. Thank you. Shay Brown. Once again, I want to give you an opportunity to share how can people reach you, and what are your products as well.
Well, people can reach me via Facebook. They can instant message me under Shay Brown. I too am a health coach, family nurse practitioner. We do have vegan products here. I am vegan. We have Detox Soups. We do 30, 60, 90-day detox things, along with detox teas. And they all come with a meal plan. Normally I don't do meal plans, but with the Detox Soup, it is a controlled, restricted meal plan. So in order to make sure that all of the clients get the utmost success, they definitely will have to follow the meal plan. And once the 30, 60, or 90 days are over, then we start to work on incorporating and changing their habits, and trying to teach them to not go on a diet, but change their lifestyle a little bit. So within the 30, 60, and 90 days, we mostly, retrain their minds to starting to do more of healthier lifestyle habits.
Awesome. So you guys have heard two wonderful ladies. Daryl, I want to jump back to you real quick, because you did not share in terms of your plus size fitness and the classes that you teach. Can they also reach you via the website or your phone number for those as well? Are you still doing hot hula?
Right now, I am doing hot hula. I'm doing it in my private coaching group. I also have a Facebook page, which is Daryl Inspires Coaching. Right now, because of the pandemic, I'm actually not physically going out teaching classes. But I do it in my group. So I have my Cute, Curvy, Confident Transformation Program, and we do a little bit of everything in that group.
I know that some fitness coaches are doing their sessions like Zumba via Zoom. Are you offering any of that?
No, I'm not doing that right now. Just in my private coaching, I'm doing that.
Okay. And can you share with us about your book?
Yeah.
Where can readers find your book?
Sure. My book is called Cute and Curvy, Begin Your Journey to Wellness. You can get it off of my website or Amazon. And my book is really just about sharing my journey of from just being just so broken and just not knowing what to do, and talking about my relationship with food and my mother and my father and my husband, and just growing up experiencing being something that you knew that you were not, and you just couldn't get around it. And so and it also gives step-by-step instruction of how you can start with changing your mindset. Mindset is actually my specialty, and because once you change that, whatever kind of plan you have in front of you, it's doable, because you're going to believe that you're going to be able to do it. And so my book is really a step-by-step instruction of how do you start to begin to change those negative thoughts, those over 60,000 thoughts that we have that's back here all day. You can't. How do we get rid of them? They got to go. And that's what my book is about.
All right. All right. Well, you have heard it here on Victory Talk. If you don't know how to get your journey started, if you don't know how to get on your path to inspire yourself or to get fit for life, I don't know what to tell you to do. These ladies, I'm serious. I don't know what to tell you because both last week and this week, and you can get the you can replay. Visit our website vlfministries.org, our Facebook pages, and you can see last week's show, and you can also see this week's show. These ladies have they've given us a roadmap. They've given us some tools that we all can put in our arsenal to help us get started to living a more fit for life, a more inspired life, and a victorious life. So, with that said, I thank each and every one of you. Shay Brown, thank you for coming on again with your Fit for Life, and Daryl Wharton with Daryl Inspires, cute and curvy and confident, and all that. I am First Lady Reverend Jackie Miller, Lady J, whatever you want to call me. Just call me something sweet. Y'all know what I say. Just call me something sweet. And I'm just so grateful that you tuned in tonight to Victory Talk. I hope that you receive something from this show, something that will inspire you and help you to get on your journey of your own, and to stay on your journey and to stay on your path to a healthier, more confident, well life. So I'm going to say good night. We look forward to seeing you next week when we will have our Yes Marriage Work segment, and we will come back and we will be talking about conflict resolution. So I'm Reverend Jackie, First Lady, Lady J. I love you, and there is nothing you can do about it. And we